life imprisonment who are just served 2 years being pardoned? What messages are you sending to other criminals out there? And that is why people have said that this presidential pardon had made nonsense of the Nigerian society in the fight against drug trafficking. Because the international community which we collaborate with to fight drug trafficking, we see us as a safe haven for drug traffickers, that when they are caught here, they will be free to do whatever they want to do. So I don't know the rationale behind the exercise of this prerogative of mercy by Mr. President. But I think sincerely that Mr. President, like he said, is wrongly advised, because he do not just woke up on his own and pardon these persons.
And know these people in person.
They were suggestions and they were requests, and they were handlers of the president. Especially, I think the bulk of the blame should go to the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice of the Federation, who ought to have advised the president in area like this,
and have a dossier of every of these criminals.
Exactly,
because they were the one that prosecuted the case.
Yes. So I'm surprised, because it is the government via the Attorney General that prosecute these persons and convict them, that secure conviction. It's the same as Attorney General that's also advising the president to grant the pardon. Why do you have to waste government resources to prosecute them when you know from the one that you are going to free them at some point? So we in fact, in the country, like we opened our statement today, that the country is in confusion. It shows clearly that the extent of confusion is so high that everyone is confused, because when this happen, even those of us who claim to be normal people will get confused. Why will this kind of thing happen? For instance, this presidential pardon, we are questioning ourselves. Why would president pardon somebody who was sentenced to 10 years in life imprisonment that has just served 2 years, a young person that can still come out and commit crime? We are confused about the prerogative of mercy. Somebody who murdered her husband, agreed. Is there anything to show that they were having children when the matter was going on? We have to say, there's a case in Dunamis Church where the husband murdered the wife. The man was sentenced to death by hanging. It wasn't granted.
And they have children.
Yes, and they have children. Because what more is he going to pass on to the children if you allow him to stay? So it's a very sad situation.
Now I know you're someone that is a little bit conversant with the prison system. You've worked, your NGO has worked there before. I know specifically, of a particular duo, a police and a guy that were kept in detention
for 14 years.
For 18 years. Yes. The police was for 18 years.
Police was for 18. The guy was for 14 years.
14 years. Now they didn't receive pardon from the state as it is. It's just that their case
and they were actually wrongly convicted. That's why I started from there.
Now
they were wrongly convicted, and the 14 years was even awaiting trial.
Now there are so many like that in prison today. You mean cases like that should not be reviewed?
Let me tell you, do you know that we still have police that move around in the evening, just raid people randomly? Where's your ID card? Where are you going? In a nation where unemployment is skyrocketing, police think it's legal to move around in the evening, round boys up, and if nobody comes bailing you, they will send you to prison, and they'll fabricate whatever to get you to that place. And once you're in a waiting trial, they don't have sufficient evidence to prosecute you. You can be languishing there if you know nobody.
Especially when the courts are not sitting regularly.
So these are the things that the president should look into, not pardoning. Let me tell you, if you committed a crime by mistake and there is a remorse, not a perpetual kidnapper, somebody that has willfully got into crime, and you decide to extend the hand of pardon to the person, especially when the person is still capable of committing such crime and is a danger to the society, I don't think that is good for the society, even though it's legal.
All right, I want us to discuss a random case, because at this point we need to start talking about the voters towards 2027. Now, a lot of our voters, we have a what you call voters apathy, lack of information, and all that. Most of the politicians that move, they move for selfish reason, not because of the people, because Ojuzo Kalu came out and said that I saw ahead, that's why I moved into APC. What did he see ahead? Did he see on development? Did he see security? I mean, at its highest form, what did he see? Or did he see that the only opportunity to govern will come from APC, not about the development of his people? Please, what did Ojuzo Kalu see? And what did the people, what should they do towards voting in 2027?
I think whatever Ojuzo Kalu saw, the people should unsee it. Because what Ojuzo Kalu saw has not helped Nigeria. The people should unsee whatever Ojuzo Kalu saw so that we can leave this quagmire, so that we can preserve our nation. We don't want, we are not proud of senators leaving their parties to another party. House of Rep members leaving their party to another party. A governor of a state, Nigeria is a federation. The state is nearly independent. The only thing the state share is immigration, custom, currency, all those fiscal policies and all that. A state can borrow money on their own and spend. A state can even approach World Bank, too many international organizations, and borrow money and spend. They are independent to that extent, even though to the ratification and approval of Minister of Finance. So you see that when a governor leaves their party to another party, and Ojuzo Kalu is trying to give credence to that, that is not what we want to see in Nigeria. We want to unsee that, and we can't wait. We are desperate to unsee that, more desperate than P2B wanting Nigeria to work. Because until we unsee that, how is Nigeria going to work? How, you see, I think maybe there is a spiritual angle to this, because the people that helped Nigeria to a standstill are congregating at one point. Let's hope before 2027, the opposition are going to be able to put themselves in order so that we can have election. If we have election and Asiwaju government is still the best from a transparent election, we enjoy it, because that's why we have democracy. It means that the people have come to say, no, what Asiwaju is doing is the best for us, and we're okay with this. But what stands between us and that declaration is a transparent and credible election.
All right, we are running out of time, so I'm not going to come to you with that question. We saw in Nepal the other day, there was an uprising and the president ran away. But there's some waves of these things in Africa, just coming from, not just only in Africa. Our neighbor here, Cameroon, they had an election. The opposition leader, who is 76 years old and has been a member of this particular ruling party, the Paul Biya's government, for a very long time, has declared himself a winner of that election. Not only that, we move up to Southern Africa, where we have Madagascar president. He has run away. Not only has he only run away, we also see in Cote d'Ivoire that Al-Hassan Ouattara wants to perpetuate himself in power, but the people that say no. All these wave, are there not lessons that we should learn from?
The question is, do Nigeria learn lesson? Another question we ask ourselves, this present government, do they believe that anything cannot sit them? They believe that it is their turn, and that's their mattress, a Miloko. And they believe they have to spend their time. The Miloko is not just 4 years. Like Okafor we said, the man has achieved all that he wanted to achieve. He has become a president of this country. If we listen to our advice, if Nigeria will learn, if we will learn lesson from all that we have ripped out, if the man feel that his policies should go on, he should look for a younger person and prop the person to become president under his party. But we don't learn lesson. We enjoy sit tight in office. So I don't think we are learning lesson. And don't forget, Nigeria is I think they said the happiest nation on earth, and Nigeria never react to anything. We have, our endurance level is very, very high. So nothing will happen.
Okafor, let me put this question to you. Cameroon, for example, we have them divided into two. We have the southern part and the northern part. The northern part is Muslim, and the southern part is mostly Christians. And the rulership has come from the northern part, and the southern part that's the one that is close to Nigeria.
Probia is not from south?
No, I think I don't really know where he's from, but the part of the south have been the one crying foul, because that's where you have a lot of development that is not going on. Now he's 92.
Probably, right. In the case of we won't have much time to dive into that, so let me just take it. The case of Cameroon reminds me what we almost have in Nigeria. A 76-year-old man who has been in this government now declaring himself a president against a 92-year-old man. Very close to what Atiku said, that Asiwaju is very wicked. He doesn't want me to be president. He doesn't want me to be president. Maybe Pobia does not want Chiroba Bakare to be president. All of them have been in the same group, because even the Bakare has been part of Pobia's government forever, for almost forever. Now, so that's the case. You see, when the young ones are docile, like we have in Nigeria, let me tell you what is my. I don't have anything against ADC. If ADC that is still paraded by David Mark and Arabeshola and the likes trying to bring out Atiku is what you are bringing for us for 2027, Nigerians would rather enjoy Asiwaju at peace. I mean, maybe this could be informing why these governors are even shifting, even though we think it's fundamentally wrong. You understand? That's what you are saying. A 76-year-old man, we can't wait anymore. The Pobia doesn't want him to be president. Pobia is very wicked. When the young want him to be one of the young ones are happy to tell you that I was able to see David Mark today. For what? What I see him for? Snapping pictures with him. There's nothing wrong in life, but they look at that as the achievement, because docility among the young ones are just over. It's extreme. And now, when they want to show it, they show it in a revolutionary way that is not really what we want. For example, Madagascar president has just run away because the army took side with the Gen Zs.
Yes.
And these Gen Zs, they take it up in such a way that it could be revolutionary, and they may not know what to do with the government. Yeah, because we are enduring too much.
Like what we saw in Nepal.
In Nepal, when you endure too much and get to the end, it goes into outburst. We don't want that in Nigeria because of the kind of country we have. We are also populous. Which country is going to be able to handle if there is crisis in Nigeria?
Explosion in Nigeria.
Over 230 million people. We need. That's why sometimes when we see and call to the government, step down, don't do this. People think, oh, you have a problem with anybody. No. Or we call the opposition. No, this is not what you should be bringing against Asiwaju. Otherwise, we'll all go with Asiwaju. It looks like you have animosity with anyone. We have to watch it so we don't run into precipice.
Okay, in rounding up, there's going to be a protest by Showore for Nnamdi Kanu, I think on the 20th. And there's a lot of gearing up that is happening all over the place. We don't know how that can spiral. Of course, there's an advice that the DSS should make sure that there's a clampdown on this.
I don't think it's a protest per se. It's a march for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu.
That's a protest.
Yeah, I don't. You see, that is why you will not give government the leverage to calm down on. It's a march for a man to be free. Let's use the right word so we use. They want to march to ask for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu. When it is protest, it will be protest. But for now, it's a march for Nnamdi Kanu freedom.
Okay, so is it the government are planning to clamp down on them?
Well, you just said so that there's this rumor that DSS should, whatever it is, but they should allow the people to express themselves. But that's what he said. When you overpush the people, when it happens, those crowns that you think they always work for you will be shy's play. Like what is happening in Madagascar. The army has said that the Gen Z, they are our brothers and our sisters. Don't shoot at them. That's what you will see. This DSS and all that you are using, they are Nigerians. It is their brothers and our sisters that will protest when the time for protest comes. These people who are going to march, there is their brother, their sister. So no, mind the way you use these people. against themselves, because if they are using Nigeria against Nigeria, one day they will realize that they are being used against their brothers and sisters, and they will stop, just like what we are saying in Madagascar today. So we hope that that day doesn't come. Like he said, the government should take a proactive measure to see that everything are done according to the law, so that there will be rule of law, so that nobody will question the actions of government. And when you even exercise your right within the law, it shouldn't be exercised in such a way that people will begin to wonder, is this thing done rightly? Just like the case of the presidential pardon. I mean, you should do things that people question.
Okay, for there's something you normally used to say, the Nigerian that works for everybody. Yeah. Is that all? I think you could extend more than that.
No, they said the next milestone we are looking at is the Nigeria that works for everybody. Until it's done, it's not done.
All right, okay, that's how it went down today on Matters Arising. The reasons we do these things is because we want a Nigerian that works for everybody, where things work normally and properly. It's been a beautiful time. Thank you for hanging out with us. Tomorrow is another day. Bye-bye.